Welcome everyone! Even though Bobby Fischer probably had 20 other games going on when he played this game in a simul, he was still sharp enough to see the winning tactical sequence. There's only one move that wins. You can pause the video right now and figure it out. I'll get straight to the solution right now. Fischer played Knight f5 check. If you found that, you should definitely let me know in the comments. The point of this is to open the E file. Black has no choice but to take the knight. If king to e8, then there's a simple fork and black drops the queen. And if the king instead goes king to f6, then rook d6 already wins the queen. Black can take the knight too, but actually white also wins a piece because the bishop is also hanging. And of course, queen takes queen is illegal because of the pin, and rook takes queen is next. Therefore, black has to play pawn takes knight, but after the recapture, there's an open highway to black's king, and it looks like the queen's also gonna get skewered. Let's check out black's options. What if black takes that pawn? That's a move we would like to play to avoid the skewer, but this also ends badly. First, queen d6 check. The easiest to rule out is king to d8, because white simply wins two rooks and black can resign. So let's play king to e8 instead, but now there are checkmate threats. First, rook from f2 e1 check. Now don't think about blocking with the bishop, because queen d7 is a very neat checkmate. Again, there's a pin. Therefore, king to d8, but now there's again queen takes rook check. But after king to c7, we have something better than winning the rook. We go queen d6 check, and then rook e7, piling up on the pinned bishop. And if the knight jumps in to defend, then rook takes pawn. The knight is now also hanging. Rook f8 check could be coming. Checkmate is coming soon. So in short, black cannot go queen takes pawn, but simply losing the queen is of course also unacceptable. So rook from a to c8 was played. If you take my queen, then I'll take yours. Once again, only one move wins. Actually, all other moves lose for white now, but Fischer had it figured out. Rook takes d7 check is the only winning move. In the game, black took the rook. If instead king to f6, that's just as bad after simply pawn takes queen, and rook takes rook. White is an exchange and a pawn up. In the game, queen takes d7 was played, but here is a nice in-between move, f6 check. If white plays rook e1 check right away, then after the knight blocks, rook takes and king to f6, white ends up with a queen and a pawn against two rooks, which is also winning for white, but what Fischer did was simpler. After f6 check, black's best is to take that pawn with the knight. Of course, if king to e8, then it's a quick mate after rook e1, rook e5, and when the queen blocks, queen c8 is mate. So knight takes pawn, but now you can see that after rook e1 check, the knight now cannot block on e5 anymore, but on e4. So after rook takes knight, the king cannot take white's rook. And after queen takes queen, it's queen and rook versus two rooks. So black had no choice but to resign very soon. Great calculation by Fischer, especially since he must have had little time because of the simul. Let me know if you saw all the tricks and pins as well. There are many more puzzles, all sorts of puzzles actually, in the playlists. Feel free to check those out. Tune in again tomorrow. I'll be covering another full game. So I'll be seeing you guys again soon, and take care.